Good morning guys and welcome to a bitterly cold Old Manor Store. Still in Scotland obviously. I made it to the Isle of Skye last night. It took about 3 hours to get it, so it wasn't too bad. Managed to get a decent amount of sleep in the van, although it was horrendously windy here at the car park where I slept last night. Luckily it did drop. The weather forecast said it was going to drop a bit, and it's got to the point where it's not windy enough to have been able to get up to the Old Man and take some pictures. Now granted, I get you can't see the background here. I'll try and re-expose you slightly better. But basically the Old Manor Store is just to my right at the moment. I've managed to make it most of the way up the mountain. It is bitterly cold and it is very, very slippery, and it's taken me about an hour to get up here this morning. Luckily sunrise is not until 9 o'clock here, which is really good because it means I can kind of have a decent lie-in really. So I only left this morning, to be honest, at 8 o'clock. It's normally about 45 minutes to get up here. With the ice and the snow, it's taken me probably, well, saying that I left at 7:45 and it took me probably about 45 minutes to get here. If I was rushing and it was dry and there's no snow, I probably could have done it in half an hour, to be honest. But it is a very steep, tiring hike, and I really hope I don't have any more of these hikes for the rest of the trip up here. Now all the action this morning, I've been here for about 20 minutes taking some pictures, has been going off over this direction. You can't really see it that well, and a lot of the light has started to fade now. But we had some really gorgeous light coming across these mountain peaks, which I'll put some footage up for you so you can see a bit better. And it was really nice because the really thick cloud you can see above my head was just coming into the top of the frame. Because I was shooting at around about 200mm, 135mm on the 70-200, and that's on a 1.3 times extender as well. I just always tend to leave it on the lens really because it doesn't really affect the quality too much. So I was probably shooting around 200mm, 220mm, 230mm, something like that. You'd have to work it out. But by shooting that range, it added a lot of softness in the kind of harshness in the clouds in the sky. But what it also did is it allowed it to make a nice frame across the top. And then underneath that you had the really nice cloud with the sunlight coming through, the nice pink colours. And then you went onto the top of the mountains, which were obviously the snow-capped mountains of all central Scotland really. So absolutely beautiful images from there this morning, and I've taken those in panoramic stitches, and as long as they stitch fine, I think they're going to come out absolutely beautiful. You've got the water to add to them as well, and you've got these little islands across as well which break it up. I'm really hoping they're going to come out really nicely. The Old Manor Store is a bit plain and boring this morning, to be honest. We've got a lot of heavy cloud above it. We do have some nice mountains in the background which you can just start to see the snow-capped peaks of them coming through the cloud. And we do have a lot of nice elements up here, and it's somewhere I did come about 3 years ago and get some absolutely stunning light. I mean horrendously stunning light. There was a storm going on in the area at the time. It was about 80-90 mile-an-hour winds up here, and it was absolutely horrendous. And it was so stormy, we did actually have a little circle, a spiral vortex cloud appear in the sky that went bright red. I'll flash those images up so you can see. It was amazing. The only thing is, it's pretty much the first time I got away in the van when I first bought it, and I had a really crap tripod. I had a Velborn, nothing against Velborn, but it was like one of their cheap 25 quid ranges. And it just would not hold the camera still, and I couldn't get the ISO high enough to take a decent picture. So all those images I took, or most of them took at that point, came out quite blurry. But I'll put them up anyway so you can see. This morning it's a totally different scene. It's icy, it's cold, it's snowy. Real winter shot. There's lots of angles that they can take in the store, lots of different nice compositions that can be had. Saying that, it's all about trying to line up the three kind of peaks of it. I kind of like this angle here better because you get to look across the Sound more and you get some mountains in the background, but it doesn't quite line up the store as nicely. On the way back I'll potentially be going up this peak here, you can just see where my finger is, and I'll be shooting across it, trying to get a bit more of a different composition of it. I probably won't set off and vlog that because it's just going to be cold. My hands are going numb anyway. I'm sat on the waterproof cover for the camera bag, but I am actually sat on a big lump of ice, so my ass is freezing. The sun is starting to try and come up through the clouds here, which you probably won't be able to see, but I'll pan you around anyway. Try and get this thing to do it. just starting to come up in the corner of the frame there on your left hand side. Not sure how well it's going to break through that cloud, but I'm going to get set up for the store now anyway. I'll turn you around, I'll do some kind of time lapse now while I get set up for this shot, and we'll see what images we can get in a bit.
I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on, I put my feet up, and we just sing along. And I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. Forever. Forever.
Right, the light is really firing off now. It's gone absolutely beautiful. We've got some really beautiful, strong sunbeams coming through this this cloud, which you probably can't see again. Really looking really nice on the scene. Get you go back. So what I'm doing is I'm shooting panoramic portrait stitches. You have to forgive the audio in this this video because I think it's going to be quite bad. Just check my settings. Yeah, they're fine. I'm always due this when I do HDRs. I quite often forget to adjust the exposure between each stitch when I'm doing panoramic stitches, and then you get dark and light kind of images. It doesn't work very well. Yeah, so we've got some gorgeous light coming through now. It's really lighting up the sound. Not doing much for the store yet, but really looking gorgeous on the sound. And what I'm doing is I'm shooting HDRs. I've got a filter on, you can probably see, I know, but that's just to help a bit. And I'm shooting HDRs as an insurance policy. That sun is so bright and the store is so dark, you'd be struggling to use a filter here that would work. It just wouldn't come out very well. Also, the clouds are very dark and I want to try and capture some definition in that. What I'm doing is I'm just doing a sweeping around, and I'm shooting at quite high ISO really. I'm shooting at ISO of 250 just because I've not got a really solid ground. I've got the tripod legs in the snow, which is on this kind of grass stuff, and it's not an ideal fixed point. I'm also right on the edge of a hill, and the wind is just funneling right up here, so I'm trying to get the exposure time to be as quick as I can without degrading the image too much. An ISO of 250 is giving me around about a half a second to a sixth of a second, something like that. That's just kind of estimating from what's on the back of the camera. That's shooting at the sound with the sun. When I get around to the store, because it's so dark, at that point it's dropped all the way down to 0.4 of a second, all the way up to 1.6. So the store is a lot darker than the sound. Hopefully it's going to be a really nice image. This is really going to come out hopefully quite well. Again, I apologise for the sound quality. It's so windy. I've actually got the mic stuck under the coat, so it's going to be very muffled, this vlog. Hopefully you can understand me then. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm probably, to be honest, going to call that quits now. I think I've got some really nice images. My ass is absolutely freezing, and I know it's going to be so slippery walking back. Guaranteed to fall over about 10 times like I did yesterday. I'm hopefully this is going to be all the strenuous of walks out the way now. While I'm in Scotland, I'm going to try and relax a bit more. Potentially might go to the fairy pools. I've never been there before, depending on if it's an easy hike or not. Apart from that, this evening I'm probably going to be in Skye as well, maybe Nice Point. I've been there before, but I want to try and improve those images from there. Thanks for watching this one. You'll probably notice that any B-roll that has gone into this video will be shot kind of with the sun up. you know, I'm not getting cold in the middle of the dark shooting B-roll, so that's why it's different. Hopefully it shows off the area anyway. Highly recommend getting to Storr. It's not the easiest place to get to in the world, I will admit, but when you're up here, the views are absolutely stunning. Even if it wasn't for this peak, I mean, it's just a beautiful composition. Sorry about that, the phone ran out of memory. Yeah, so thanks for watching this one. Like I said, we'll be heading to the little peak down there to try and get another image on the way back. Don't think we're going to get any more sun now. It's disappearing behind this thick cloud, so it's rapidly going to get a lot colder and darker. Thank you very much for watching this one. I hope you enjoyed this one and the ones coming up from Scotland. Hopefully you're going to get some really nice locations in them. Again, thanks for watching. If you have liked it, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help the channel, and please consider subscribing if you haven't already. There'll be a few more coming up from Scotland, and hopefully kind of just after Christmas I'll be able to get back out and do a few more local ones. Thanks for watching again, and I'll catch up with you on the next one.
Forever. I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking?